Hi everybody, my name is Barry Schwartz and this is the Search Buzz video recap. Today is Friday, March 6th, and this is the news we covered over the past week at the Search Engine Roundtable at seroundtable.com. First up, a lot of stuff coming out of XMX West. I'll be still covering it. I'm covering it at Search Engine Land, I'm covering it at Search Engine Roundtable. It's very important, this type of stuff, that you should know what's coming or what's Google thinking about and so forth. So this came out of XMX West. I wasn't there. I left Wednesday night. So I wasn't there on Thursday to hear this, but supposedly Gary from Google, who's a webmaster trends analyst who has access to the algorithm, he basically said at the search engines panel, this is being quoted by Ray Hoffman, who said, Panda happens pretty much instantly. Eric Wu, who was also there, said he did qualify, this is Gary's Twitter handle, he did qualify that once the pages were reprocessed, it's instant. But he didn't say how long it would take. So there's a lot of debate about what's going on. It doesn't make sense to me. I know Google has said in the past that Panda runs monthly, it's in a rolling update, it's baked into the algorithm. But honestly, I haven't seen an update to the Panda algorithm. I haven't seen any sites that were saying we are hit by the Panda and they've been doing work for months and months say they recovered in the past 4+ months. Now, if it's running instantly and constantly happening, I would have seen a 1 or 2 or 3 sites saying, hey, my Panda site recovered. I haven't seen any evidence of that. Maybe something's wrong, but I don't know. Maybe people are misquoting him. Maybe he misunderstood the question. I'm not exactly sure. But that one thing came out of XMX West as well. This came out of one of the panels that I was on. I was moderating this panel. And a lot of things came out about mobile SEO and obviously mobile-friendly algorithm, which is launching on April 21st in about a month and a half. So Gary said that a couple things. One is he said the algorithm, the mobile-friendly algorithm specifically, is run in real time. So if you make the change, let's say on April 22nd, as soon as Google indexes the new page, your changed page, immediately it should be reflected in the mobile-friendly algorithm. 2, he said that it's run on a page-by-page basis. So it's not that you have to do your whole entire website. So let's say you have some tools or whatever on your website, or certain sections on your website that are really, really hard to make mobile-friendly. You just do the pages that are the most important, that are the easiest for you to actually change, and work on the other ones long term. So obviously he wants your whole website, Google wants your whole website to be mobile friendly, but if you can't work on the ones that you can do relatively easily and maybe look at your analytics to see which web pages are the most mobile friendly web pages, or look at Google Web Assistant tools to see which queries are bringing the most mobile traffic to your site, and focus on those pages first if you can. Other thing he said was that they're working on a separate mobile index as an experiment. It's not something that I think Google is going to launch. I think it doesn't make sense for them. It's not an efficient way of them doing things. They had the supplemental index, caffeine, and other things that actually brought in multiple indexes to make things much more easier to use. I don't know if it's something that they'll necessarily launch, it's something they're experimenting with, but it might make sense for them to add more signals. So, for example, Google in the past told us that a lot of desktop factors are specifically used for mobile ranking. So, for example, how fast your desktop website using page speed or the page layout algorithm might, even though you might have a slower or faster mobile site, or you might have ads in a different position on your mobile site than you have on your desktop site, those algorithms still affect mobile ranking. It still will affect mobile ranking after the mobile-friendly algorithm is impacted. So again, your desktop factors, even though it is based on the desktop rendering of the website, might still affect the mobile-friendly results, even though that has a separate mobile-friendly design. And that might change in the future, he said, but right now that's what's going to stay. It's going to stay that way, at least on April 21st, as far as he knows. And that's a very important distinction that everybody needs to know. There's a paper that came out recently about knowledge, trust, if this loads, okay, it's called Knowledge-Based Trust, estimating the trustworthiness of a web source. And it's not using Google link data to say this website is the most authoritative, most trustworthy web page on this relevant topic. It's using fact data. And it's saying, let me pull out the most significant part of this, is that the page that has the fewest false facts would be considered the most trustworthy source, and thus should rank better than sites that have more errors or more factual errors on their webpage. This is something that Google is looking to say, hey, can we use facts as a way to go ahead and rank web pages as opposed to links. Now, of course, sites that are opinion-based, such as this site, or lots of sites out there, there are no facts to substantiate if Google launched Google Fact Rank or not. So the whole concept behind ranking a website or a niche that isn't factually based could be a little bit tricky. And of course, that's where maybe links stay. So I guess Google experimenting with that. If you missed the past month, you were in a hole for the past month, and you didn't follow all these updates that I've been writing about or whatever, obviously we post our monthly recap about what happened in the past month in Google, specifically at the Search Engine Roundtable. So you can definitely take a look at our March write-up. I think I wrote it on Tuesday. If this iPad would just load already, it's the slowest thing. I should have probably upgraded it. I wrote it on March 4th. Lots of things going on. I'm not going to go through it all, but definitely take a look at this if you want to catch up. It's a really great way to catch up the past month of SEO changes. Google said that when you're moving a site, you should probably do it all at once. Now, Google said this opposite several times in the past. They said when you move a site, maybe do some sections to make sure things are working okay and so forth, so Google pick up on it. But Google said last Friday morning in a video saying when you move a site, if you want Google to pick up those changes faster, you want to move it all at once. This way Google knows that a major change happened to your website, and they'll crawl it much, much faster and process it much, much faster because they notice those signals are changing. But again, if you want to be cautious, you probably should do subsection by subsection to make sure things work okay. Skip this, but basically Google said that those who have web design by links, like this site was designed by X, Y, and Z company, you shouldn't be using that to promote your website. And we've covered this in the past, web design links and site credit links and so forth in the past. Google said, this time, at least John Mueller said, definitely put a no-follow rule on those links. Why? Because the website owner, that's not necessarily vouched for you. They're basically adding a link because you went and did the site design. Sorry, I look congested. Definitely take a look at this. If you do this, you should take a look at this post because Google might go ahead and say, hey, these web design links are now considered penguin fruit. Google AdWords launched dynamic structured snippets. It basically looks like this, where they can actually take content from the landing page and put a little relevant information based on the niche right over here. You can opt out of that if you want. They launched it yesterday, so definitely brand new on the AdWords side. Google AdWords also launched a new AdWords app for Android. It's the only AdWords app, official AdWords app by Google. And it gives you access to view campaign stats like this. It gives you access to update your bids and budgets, and it gives you real-time notifications like alerts, as well as ways to improve your campaign based off of some suggestions, as well as ways to call and contact support. So there's a new Android app. I assume the iOS app is on its way, but the Android app is out and available for free for AdWords users. A couple things happened this week on AdSense around policy breach notices. A lot of people were noticing that, hey, I got a policy breach. The thing was that actually Google sent it out by accident. So if you did get one of these notices from Google saying you breached their policy of personal identifiable information, PII, you can ignore it. They sent out an apology after the fact, which confused even more webmasters. So again, you can ignore that if that happened to you. So Google also announced yesterday that they are going into the realm of auto insurance leads or car insurance leads. And with that, it's a new ad system just for car insurance companies or insurance companies around that. But with that, Google wrote a blog post. Let me show it to you. Here's a picture of it. And they embedded keyword-rich anchor text, not to just something they left, not to the new thing, the car insurance, but they also posted to the credit card thing. And they used keyword-rich anchor text, credit card, and car insurance. And SEOs are not happy with that. So you have John Andrews saying, Google uses exact match anchor text to rank itself for insurance money terms. Mary Hayes says, I'd sure call those unnatural links coming from the Google AdWords blog. And Glenn Gabe says, Penguin may implode when these come across those links. And of course, Boomer says, this phrase completely fits practice what you preach. Yeah, I don't know. Honestly, personally, I don't think it's a big deal. It's them talking about specific things. They probably should use not just credit card. They probably should have said, like over here, compare, car insurance in California, not just car insurance links. And they should have just did credit card anchor text. They should have said when buying the right car insurance or finding the best credit card, they should have probably said, use this tool. But again, it's careful. I mean, any of us would have probably used those keywords when writing a blog post, but when it comes to Google, they definitely have to be much more careful about things like that. The Google Knowledge Graph added a small little feature specifically around hotel booking. If it loads, I'll show you a picture of it. But basically, in the Knowledge Graph, you do a search for a city like New York City, or you do a search for Manhattan, or you do a search for San Jose, or any of these different cities out there. In the Knowledge Graph on the right-hand side, will show you, I believe, relevant hotel booking links. So here it is, finally load. And you see over here, it would actually show the weather, blah, 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 and also the hotel. If you see it over here, but over here I increased the size. It shows, 3-star average, and you click View Hotels, which takes you to the Google Hotels section where you can actually book a hotel. Again, another niche vertical. Finally, Yahoo turned 20 years old. Can you imagine that? 20 years old. This past week, on March, I think, 2nd or so. And they had a big party. You see all these Yahoo people out there, and they actually did a yodel, the longest and most number of yodelers yodeling at the same time. I think it was about 3,000, 3,500 people yodeling, which broke a Guinness Book of World Records. But anyway, happy birthday to Yahoo. Pretty much helped start this whole industry. Anyway, thanks so much for listening to the Search Buzz video recap. My name again is Barry Schwartz, and this is the search news we covered over at the Search Roundtable over the past week at SERoundtable.com. Again, today is March 6th. Everyone have a great weekend, and I'll see you guys next. Bye.